thoughts now. So I've just set it up. I've spent a few minutes here messing around with the settings and setting up the watch itself. And let me tell you, coming from a Gear S3 Frontier, which is this guy right here, this Galaxy Watch 3 is a lot lighter and a lot less chunkier. Not by a ton, but enough for it to be noticeable on the wrist and make it way more comfortable than the Gear S3 Frontier. And the Gear S3 Frontier is actually about roughly 4 years old now. It came out in 2016. I got mine in 2017, so it's only been 3 years, but it's been getting kind of sluggish, and the battery life isn't the greatest anymore compared to how it was when I first got it. Now I can't really say much about the Galaxy Watch 3 right now, whether it be it's a much faster or the battery life is amazing on this, because I've only just now unboxed it and set it up and tried it out. But I can tell you that just the physical and feeling of it feels a lot better than the Gear S3 Frontier. Still a little chunky, probably a little more chunkier than the Active Watch series, but it's definitely a lot lighter and a lot less chunkier than the Gear S3 Frontier, to the point where it is very noticeable on the wrist. And what I also like is that the watch bands from the Gear S3 that I had, so this silicone watch band that I have here, fits perfectly with the Galaxy Watch 3, allowing me to just switch over seamlessly without having to worry about buying more watch bands, because you only get the one watch band, the leather, which is nice, don't get me wrong, it's genuine leather. I'm really happy with this one, but I need a few watch bands to run. You can't use the leather ones to go swimming, you can't use it to go running. This is more of a casual going out leather or watch band, and you're going to need something more durable for your workouts and whatnot when it gets wet. So yeah, so far I think it's been a great little watch. I literally moved everything that I had on my watch Gear S3 to the Galaxy Watch 3 here, so it's pretty much the same thing. So if you're coming from a previous Galaxy Watch or a Gear S3 or any Samsung watch, you're pretty familiar with the settings here on the software. It's running Tizen OS, and everything's pretty much the same as it would be on here. Only new things on here is the new ECG measure, which measures your blood pressure, oxygen. I believe that's what it does, and I think that's like the only major new feature. I did hear that you lose the ability to use Samsung Pay on any terminal. I believe it's only NFC now, so NFC is the only way you'll be able to check out on a terminal, and not every terminal has NFC nowadays. That's the only thing I know as far as differences between the Gear S3. Also, other differences between the Gear S3 real quick, since as the watch I'm upgrading from, we have actual buttons over here, buttons on the watch, compared to flat buttons on the Gear S3. I'm also going to be trying to get a bezel for the Gear S3 or Galaxy Watch 3, because the Gear S3 had one and it saved me from a bunch of extra bumps and bruises on here. So I hear Rinky, I think, is the one that makes good ones, so I'm gonna look into that. There's some differences as far as the design look, the sensors in the back, the buttons on the right hand side, but otherwise it's very similar. You got the bezels on the top, which allows you to move and navigate on the watch, and that's about it. And like I said, you're able to use the same watch bands that the Gear S3 Frontier could use onto the Galaxy Watch 3 with the 45mm version. I'm not sure if the 41mm uses something smaller, but I know the 45mm here uses the 22mm watch bands, which is what the Gear S3 Frontier used, which means perfect again for transitioning over from the Gear S3 Frontier to the Galaxy Watch 3. As far as performance goes, I do know this has a little bit better performance. As far as specs goes, a little bit more RAM, a little bit more storage, and a slightly better processor. It's not really the biggest upgrade you could possibly get. If you're considering a Gear S3 right now, or a Galaxy Watch 3 and you have the Gear S3, right now there was a $200 $200 trade-in offer, so that's why I did it. The reason I upgraded to this is because they were offering me $200 to trade in from my Gear S3, so that's why I did it. Honestly, it's not bad bringing the Galaxy Watch 3 half the price of what it usually is, and but honestly, if you're not able to do that trade-in. So far, from what I've heard, the specs aren't that big of a jump from the Gear S3 to the Galaxy Watch 3, but I'll be the judge of that. I'll let you guys know if maybe there is a big jump and this is definitely worth it, or maybe I'll let you know that don't, save your money for the next one, because maybe the next one might be a little bit of a bigger jump. But again, the trade-in was a good deal, so I took the deal and got myself a Galaxy Watch 3. Anyways, that's been it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and got something out of it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe for more videos, and peace out.